Hello, I'm the Chainmail Chick, and this is my first ever YouTube video. And this is actually the first ever YouTube video that I've made by myself in the privacy of my own home, where no one could see me be embarrassing. And it's also like take 54 of this video. I was really hoping to nail it about take 42, because that would have been perfect. But that didn't happen. So now we're on take 54. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm a model, cosplayer, artist, photoshopper, dancer, actress, booth girl, sales rep, geek of all trades. I do a little bit of everything. And I decided to make a video because I wanted to start a YouTube channel. Nothing fancy, just like, convention videos, some interviews, some me just making fun of stuff because that's what I like to do. And I figured this would be like the intro video, so maybe I can do like a really fast rundown of like things I like, things I don't like, where I was born, where I was raised, why chainmail. Actually, that's a good one. Why chainmail? I started doing convention-y stuff. The very first thing I ever went to was a Renaissance fair in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I was working for Alan Welch. He's a friend of mine. He's a really, really good digital artist. Basically, if it involves a camera and a computer, he can do it, and he's awesome. Anyway, so he had a booth at a Ren Fair, and I asked if I could come work at his booth because I really just wanted to go to the Ren Fair. And I was like, hey, work booth, go to Ren Fair for free. There was a chainmailer there, and he knew Alan, and he was like, hey, why don't I dress you up in some of the stuff I have? And I've never worn a bikini before in my entire life, but, no time like the present. So we go, he dresses me up, and after I go over the initial, like, this thing is freaking cold because it's March, it's windy, it's like drizzling or misting or something. And, oh, it's just so cold. And once I got over that, and I was like, I'm wearing a chainmail bikini. I'm Red Sonja. I'm a badass. This is awesome. And so I was, like walking around the Ren Fair, and I'm so convinced that I'm just like, warrior chick, until I remember that I'm 5'1" and 98 pounds soaking wet. And as my mom says, I have noodle arms, which are not very intimidating. But, still, the chainmail bikini was really cool. And for a really long time, that was the only costume I had. Like, I'd go to these, I'd go to other conventions and stuff, and everybody's there, and these people have like 4 or 5 costumes a day, and all I have is this. So I wore it like all the time. And so after a while, I realized that like more people knew me as chainmail girl or chainmail chick than Allegra. Oh, and it was down between like chainmail girl and chainmail chick, and chainmail chick is more alliterative. So I like that. It appeals to my inner English major. So after that, I just basically attended a whole bunch of conventions, like first as kind of like a booth girl, and then I volunteered at some conventions, just, working for staff and stuff. Then kind of like at the same time, people would be like, oh, you model, can you act? And I'm like, maybe, I could try. Oh, you model, can you dance? And I'm like, no, but I can definitely enthusiastically pretend that I am. So, and eventually it kind of got to the point where some conventions started inviting me as a guest, which is really cool because I was like, I felt kind of important, ooh, people want to come and see me at a convention. How cool. They want to hear me talk. Or maybe they don't want to hear me talk. For all I know, like, you have this video on mute and you're just like hoping that my cleavage is going to bounce into the frame, which it's not. I'm trying to think of what else needs to be in this video. I have a little cheat sheet of like stuff I'm supposed to talk about. And this is supposed to be kind of like a intro getting to know you thing. So I guess a little bit about me. I like books. I like reading. I like science fiction, fantasy. I like computer games. I really love RPGs, tabletop or video game. Like I said, I was an English major. I love reading. I'm super into story. So, like, great RPG equals me being entertained for hours. also equals like me not eating or sleeping or showering or conversing with other human beings, but that's the price you pay when you make a really, really awesome game. Knights of the Old Republic. Oh, I do a lot of Photoshop stuff. I like to do digital manipulations, but I've learned to retouch my own pictures, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Cause like I'll spend way more time on it than a photographer can. But on the flip side of that, now every time I see myself, I'm like, God, if only I could take a healing brush to my dark circles. They're so bad. I like Minecraft. I like costuming. I work more with metal and leather than I do with cloth, and that's because metal and leather, it's like you tell it what you want it to do and it does it. And if it doesn't do it, then you didn't tell it strongly enough. So, but cloth is like you have to talk nicely to it and coax it and speak sweet words to it and take it out to dinner, and then there's this whole like pattern that you have to follow, and maybe at the end of all that it might look kind of like what you want it to look like, but in my case that hasn't happened a whole lot yet. I get something that's like approximating what I had in mind, but not really. So, but I have a sewing machine now and I'm gonna try and learn. What else? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching this. If you got this far, I am thoroughly impressed because my brain checked out about halfway through the video. I guess I'll see you at a convention or the next video, or you can make video responses. I'm like learning how to use YouTube. So, bear with me on this one. We'll get through it. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.